Right, so continuing with the strange noise, I've added another 42 miles on since I put these little jockey wheels on. The chain needs sorting out yet though, but we have play in this pedal, which I don't think the pedals are really the problem. We have, see, I've oiled that one. This one I haven't oiled. They definitely got play in them. So, what about that bad boy? This is a proper spanner for undoing pedals, and it's got 17, 15 milli at that end and 16 and 15 milli at that end. So either end of that should fit it. Okay, so I'll put that on there and let's have a go, see if we can do it, eh? Now this of course is a left-hand thread. See, it might be 15 millis, this is a bit, it's like that. That is unbelievable. What is going on here? Let's try this one. Well, that is... You see, the trouble is it's getting a bit rounded off there. Well, what can you do? Now this was £7.19. It's made in Taiwan. I mean, it's already... Surely that's not a little dent there, is it? Where the hexagon of the pedal's been doing. See, look there. Is this cheap and nasty or what? Let's try again. Tell you what. Yes. Right. Well, that's got that loose. Let's try it with this one now. So this one is the other thread with the other way. Right, again. Ready? Well, that hurts a bit, but at least they're off, aren't they? Now, I don't think I pointed this out to you before, but they do say the reason why there's a left-hand thread on this one and right on the other one is so that the pedals don't unscrew themselves when you're pedaling. Okay, well, let's just imagine now that this hexagon was seized onto this pedal. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll grip hold of that now. Right, I'll tilt the bike over so you're pedalling along on the road, totally unaware of things. Dee 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 dee. And look what's going to happen here. Oh, the pedal's dropped off because it's unscrewed as I'm pedaling. Well, that can't be right, can it? Shouldn't it be the other way around? So that as you're pedaling, you're screwing against the thread. In this case, you're not. Now this is off the Carrera Vulcan. Absolutely superb, this one. It might look a bit rough, but like I said, it just doesn't make sense, all this left and right hand thread. Because if that hexagon was to seize onto the pedal, as you pedal along, it would unscrew itself. Now, I don't think this noise that we're getting this tapping noise is anything to do with these pedals, but the next time we go out a ride we'll find out, won't we? Okay. Well, I've got the wimmiest camera going today, but the sound isn't as good with it. But I can tell you now, the noise is still there. So it's not the pedals. So we can roll them out, can't we? Pedal onto the next little thing I'm going to try. Helen suggests removing the pannier completely. I don't think it's anything to do with that, but we'll see. Now thinking about this, I can't see, I'll just take that on. I can't see how it can be the pannier, can it? Because it only does it when I'm pedaling. I think that rules the pannier out. Look at that. That's lit up. Well, I've never seen that lit up before. Well, right, okay, so back to the drawing board. Well, it's a pretty crunchy, cold day today. I mean, look at this here. What's that? -5. Bites in shed. Padlock's frozen. Right, so they're the Carrera Vulcan pedals. And here we have some new ones. And these are brand new, but they're a bit tight. Let's see how they go on. Replaced at 3,500 miles. Smile. Right, well, I've just been out and I've added what, 9 miles. They're still a bit tight, but not as you'd notice when you're pedaling, so we'll just leave it at that. There's still the ticking noise. I could try getting to the motor and checking the mountings. Might try that yet. Let's watch this channel. Right, we're now inside the dining room because it's warmer in here. I'll be giving the cube a wipe over. I've still got the wheels to do, but look at this here. Now I've took these 4 screws out here from various places. There were 2 underneath there and another 2 there, and this is dropped off. And look at that. So that is just some sort of cover, but look at the muck in there. So it's a cover, and if any water gets down there, it runs down and out through that drain hole. But look at it. That's absolutely terrible. But so this is to try and get to the motor to see if the motor brackets mountings are okay. But all I can see is that 1 screw there, and the rest of it, I don't think it's going to come off that. All this is doing really is some sort of a protection for the underneath of the motor. You can't see anything round here. Let's have a look. Well, I don't know how to get that off, so it's going to have to stay as it is. I'll just give it a good clean up and we'll carry on. The chain is, well, it's looking pretty sad. It just wants a good clean up. The drill is filthy. Even them new jockey wheels they put on are all Humpty Dumpty, they're all full of muck. No wonder it weren't changing gear properly. So I'll have to do that in the shed. I don't want oil all over this floor, do we? Right, okay, so I'll put that back on after I've cleaned it. And next time we go out for a ride, it's hopefully the gear. I mean, if you look at this cassette, And teeth are still looking alright. And I've checked the chain and it's still not showing real excessive signs of wear. I'm pretty sure the price of that chain when I put it on was about £17 and they're 25 now. So really, you don't want to be replacing them too often, do you? Right, okay. Well, it's worth having a look at this and all. Yeah, let's just put this light on. About that. So that is a new pipe stem. That's the old one. So this is going to try and make it so I'm riding more upright, but this is so I don't get achy shoulders the same. But I've sat on the bike and it feels as though the front wheel has been moved out about 3 inches. Looks really odd. I'll just have to see how I go on with it. If it's a bit too weird, I'll have to swap it back again. Ellen says she'll have that on her bike. Right, so we'll leave it at that. I'll clean that up, put everything back, and we'll carry on from there. See you in another video. Right, there's a car coming. I'll wait till it gets a bit past me, then I'll try putting it in the lower gears and just see what happens. Right, so I'm in 5th gear now, 4th gear. Right, now I can hear a ticking noise. Now let's try 2nd. See? My legs are just spinning round. Oof. It does not want to go in that next one, does it? So there's no chance of going in the 1st gear. See what I mean? And yet, it changes gear down again, back to the bigger numbers, no problem. Now, now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to shall it stand. We're in what, gear 6? That's right, isn't it? So I'm going to see if it'll change up. Right, 1. Gear 4. Gear 3. Gear 2. And gear 1. So it's changed up into them, no trouble, when it's like this tilted over. So why won't it do it when you're riding the bike? A bit odd, isn't it? Very strange. Right. So this is the short bike stem, which I've just shown you on that other film. And this in here is the original bike stem. See it? Now, I'd been a ride on that and shoulders seemed okay, but they did start to ache a bit after a while. I was thinking, well, shall I put this back on? Why not? I mean, these are going a bit rusty. I don't know if you can see them. See them, they're a little bit rusty dusty them, so I'm going to swap that over now and put that back on, and then I'm going to take that one and put it on the Scott, because that was originally fitted when it came out of the factory with that big one there. And they actually hang on a minute, how did that go on there? Oh, it's that's the way it goes on, that way, yeah. Now, they tried Ellen on this bike at Evans at first and she thought it was a little bit too much reach, so they took that off and they fitted that, and they give us that, so we did that free of charge. Now this of course holds the handlebars on. Notice it's starting to come loose. last one. At this point we should keep hold of the handlebars for a while until we take that off and then pop them off. So they should be alright down there, just dangling. Right, so now that needs to come off there. Very careful, put that there. And then these unscrew out of here. You don't need to slacken these off a bit. You notice it's come loose now. And then it lifts off like that. And I do remember that spacer was part of a kit that we got. And I'll show you what that's about in a bit. So we get hold of the cubes handlebars and we put them. Now, it doesn't matter about getting it in the right place just yet. Now we know this is right because it's right up against this speedo cyclometer there. See what was happening and all. I've got this other spacer under here with the other stem, and the steering was fine. I got it just about right. You go for a ride, you get back, and it was a bit tight, and I've had to readjust it a couple of times. But I'm hoping now that it won't be. Right, so just so what you do is you slacken these off a bit. Like that, so they're both a bit slack, and you just nip that up until it feels reasonably tight, and then nip them up. Make sure your steering's straight with your front wheel, real good tighten up, and that. You just feel a little bit of play there, but I don't get much of a chance of getting rid of that. So I'll just tighten it. Oh, we didn't use that, did we? Just nip these up now. Like I say, I might replace these because they're looking a bit, really a bit going rusty, aren't they? This is the thing about anything that's black, right? Like them spokes there, the original wheel, the stainless steel spokes. These are black, but they're only painted steel, aren't they? A good example of rusty spokes is that Carrera Vulcan, because they're all got a bit of rust on them, all them spokes, but if they'd have been stainless steel they would have had. Right, that's that. So I'll just put this over it, get out of the way. I'll leave them there, them are the bolts for that other head, aren't they? Right, this is the Scott, straight off the bike rack as we come back from Scotland. So this is that's 200 miles of riding on tracks and stuff up there. It's a good wipe over. Right, so first job is to take that off. So that should slide off there now. Right, now just watch this. So what I did, this is in Scotland, right, so I took that off, which is Jamis. I put this on, and that's what happens, you see. It should be about there, so it wouldn't do. So I had to put it all back on again. So what we need is this spacer, which we sent for, to put that on there, and that's absolutely spot on now. Right, so just level that, straighten that up with the front wheel, and just what we've got to do first, of course, is just tighten that up there. You can nip them up there. Now of course when you've done this, this is the actual steering, so you want to make sure it's starts to turn from left to right and back again without binding up. Well, that feels really good. Let's just put my brake on and just have a... Right, that's not bad at all now. So I'll just make sure that's tight. That's tight. And that's tight. I mean, this Scott, it's had very little done to it since we had it. It's over 3 years old now, and it's the electrics have been faultless. They've changed the original. All I've done is swap the brakes over. It's had new brake pads. Yeah, it's not quite straight, that. Let's just slacken that off. Over. There, how about that? So we've got... So that's the original, which is a beast of a thing. That was originally fitted to the Scott. That's the one that they fitted at Evans. So I'll put that back in there. Right, hang on a minute. Now, I put the battery on, but I'm not going anywhere. Yeah, so it's done 3,848 miles. The chain is not doing too bad, but I think I might replace it at 4,000 miles. And, let's check the miles on this. Let's have a look. You can see that 1,572, so it's clocking on a bit. Okay, right, so that's it. So the cube's 3-year-old today. It's averaging about 3.5 miles a day since I bought it. Doesn't sound so much, but that means every single day go out and do 3.5 miles. Yeah, it's got this little problem with this drill, but I think it all wants cleaning up. That's the next job. Give it a good clean up, because it will not go onto them 2 cogs when you're riding the bike. It will do when you push it to one side. Okay, right. Oh, I've also got this rust problem here on the... Look at that. And I did say that on the Scott there isn't... there's a little bit, but not much. But compared with this, I think that's getting a little bit ugly now, isn't it? I think what I might do is clean all that off. I'll have to use sandpaper or something, very fine. And then I might wrap some tape around it just to cover it up, because I don't think the suspension actually goes much further than that. It is again a bit of an unsightly mess, isn't it? Okay, right, see you next in a bit. Right, how's that look? That was filthy. Now, I'll give it a bit of a wipe over. I don't really like washing it on this decking, because it won't sort of rinse away. You know what I mean? So, there's little bits, I don't like in this, but it was absolutely filthy. We did do 200 miles though. Can't complain really. It's alright when they dry again and you look at them and think, oh, look at that, there's all bits here and there, but and she won't be going on it for quite a while yet. There, how's that? Right. Well, of course, I couldn't leave it without cleaning the cube on its birthday, could I? I'll have to sort them forks out though. I'll have to clean them up again sometime. Now, just look at this here. Now these Bosch electric systems, they all rely on the motor, the speedo, everything relies really on this little magnet whizzing round on the back wheel, which makes contact down there with that. Now the Scots is like new, isn't it? Look how shiny that is. But look at the cubes. It's actually gone in, that. Every time I clean it, there's a pile of rust inside there, and it's slowly going rustier and rustier. So I don't know. I'll have to see about getting a new one, won't I? I'll have to have a look on the internet and see if they do them. Okay, that'll do. Okay, signing off for now. Well, I've just been out and done 5 miles, so it still works, this magnet, but there's always something, isn't there? I mean, look at this here. Sorry, this tapping noise. So that magnet there was interfering with that, and when I touched it, it just came off. So somehow that one's fixing back on. Now also, Helen sent for this, and it's Bosch. It's called a magnet drive units spoke, it says. Germany, but look at this. Made in China. What isn't made in China these days? Including coronavirus. Well, having done 5 miles on this seat, I'm afraid, I don't know, I must have been in cloud cuckoo land thinking it was going to be alright, but it's not. So I'll have to swap that back, I think, as soon as I get a chance. Okay, so it's just a case of swapping this over for the other. Where is it? Down there. It's going to be a bit nice. It's only a PZ2 screw, so I'll do that in a bit. Right, we're in the dining room again here. I've took the chain off the cube. I've cleaned it up best I can in some hot water and soap in the sink, and it was filthy. So I'm going to put it back on after and do a bit of oil on it. Now this here, that's the, I don't know if you remember these little jockey wheels I put on. That's the bottom one. It was unbelievably caked in muck. And that one, that is also, it is possible to clean these up without taking them off. But if you take them off, you can carefully clean them. And but I don't know, see, since I put these on, it won't change into that, them 2 gears, and I don't know why. They're both identical. So what I'm going to do is I'll clean this one up. I'm going to put that one on the bottom and the other one on the top, and see if that makes any difference. I mean, look at this here. Look at that. That's part of this that just drops off when you take the wheel off. So I'm going to just give it all a good clean up now, and see how it goes on, because I'm going to do the Scott after and all. That's in a bit of a state. Right. Now, these 2 wheels, when I got them, these 2 jockey wheels, I thought they were identical. Now, this one is the one I put on the top wheel, and it says on it, centre on G pulley. Right, and then the other bit says Shimano. On the other side it says the same, centre on G pulley, Shimano. Now the difference is that one has got Shimano on it, and it's got an arrow in the direction it runs round in. But on the other side it's got tension pulley. So these 2, are they slightly different? That was I put on the bottom, that on the top. They both say the same, but they're not identical. I thought they was. So, as I said before, I'm going to swap them over now. And next time we go out on the bike, we'll see what happens. See if it will change gear. Right, so I cleaned it all up now, put them back on. I put that one on and thought, because that used to be on the bottom. That has an arrow on it for the direction of travel, and I wasn't sure whether it was right or not, so I took it off and checked it, put it back on, make sure it's right. And that one hasn't got anything on it, direction of travel. Why? Don't ask me. Now take a look down there. Okay, that was full of muck, mainly on this side here, and you can see I'm going to get all that out of there. I mean, this crank wheel, it's not going to last forever. Not one of them things that they fit and you think, oh yeah, forget that. No, I mean it's not very thick, which it can't be, otherwise it won't go in the rollers of the chain. But it'll probably, when that eventually needs replacing, that cassette, we'll probably have to replace that and all, which is a bit more involved. Right. Oh, I don't know what that was. The chain's all reasonably cleaned up now. I've actually oiled it. I haven't put any bike lube on, I put proper oil on because I've had it in a bath of water, haven't I? Or a bowl of water with soap. So proper oiling now. We've got the jockey wheels back on. I've swapped them over. And that's it. So I just need to sort this out now. Well, this comes with a self-adhesive pad, and it's just come off there. I mean, what do you stick that back on with? You get one chance at it, don't you? Because if it's on the wrong place, you've no chance. Anyway, I'll sort it. Right, so I'm not going out again till Friday. It's Wednesday today. It's well, it's pretty clean, that. Try to rake as much muck out of this cassette as I can. Best way to do it is to get one of those bite lube sprays and just keep turning the cassette around as you go, and the muck comes out. Trouble is, it goes all over, so you've got to have some sort of a bowl underneath to catch it. Anyway, right. Okay, right, we'll turn off now and that's it. I'm going to swap that over. You can see it's just a PZ2. Right, I've done it. It's swapped over pretty easy. I put it back in the same place. I've just had the wheels whizzing round and it's registering speed, so that's it. So that's the old one. Still magnetising, look. But as you can see, really rusty. Well, that, including postage and packaging, was £11 odd, and it came the day after. Pretty quick service, that. So how's the back tyre doing while we're here? Well, is there any word on it yet? Done nearly 1,900 miles, has it? Not doing too bad. For these spokes, right. It's just anything painted black you've got to be very wary of. I mean, look at these here. You can see that how rusty them are going. I mean, they do black dip hand screws, they're the same. Screw them into something. The actual screwing them in actually disturbs the paint, and then water gets in and they start going rusty. What's the point? Right, okay. Right, so I've managed to get this sorted here, look. So I put a sticky pad on there and I've put 2 ties around it. And it's working, so it's okay now. I've also given these a bit of a clean up. I sprayed them with some WD-40. I put the other seat back on. So we're going to go ride now. Right, so the drill is all cleaned up and oiled, the chain's all cleaned up and oiled. We're in 5th gear. I'm going to give it a go now. We didn't even change up to the next gear then. Oh, we're a gear down here. No. Oh no. Oh my god, it's even worse than it was before now. Well, I'm at a loss here. I've adjusted it and fiddled with it and adjusted it. I just can't get it right. Right. So, let's see how many miles I've done. 19.3 miles added. But what have we learned here? Well, by cleaning the chain and the cassette and the derailleur up and giving them a bit of oil, not made any difference. They still won't change gear properly. I'll just have to put up with it, won't I? See you on the next one.